From University up to the Peachtree Pine Street exit. Heading to and from the northern suburbs, things look pretty good there. 85 northbound, taking 9
Hello,
minutes
boys and girls.
up to Highway 316.
Glad you could be here today. I'm going to jump on in just a minute talking about how to beat sugar cravings. What does everybody want to know? How to beat sugar cravings? I'm going to tell you today. Personal secrets. Got the bell here. When Garrett and Sierra get words right, so call in with your questions right now. If you have questions, send them in. Also, share this right away. Share it with everyone in all your list, all your social media groups. Share it right now so that we get lots more viewers.
59 degrees on Peachtree.
Here we go.
95.5 and AM 750 WSB. Depend on it.
Dr.Joe brought to you on WSB by Virtual Imaging.
The information presented on this program is not intended to take the place of your personal
advice, and it is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Discuss this information with your own physician or healthcare provider to determine what is right for you.
Hey folks, Dr. Joe here. So glad you're there. We're going to answer the age-old question today. How do you beat the sugar cravings? Boy, do I get that question all the time. And when patients come in our offices, we do chiropractic workups on them, we do nutritional workups on them, we do digestive workups on them. And, of course, whenever we do a nutritional consult, people say, well, Dr. Joe, I just can't give up my sugar. I love my sugar. And it tells all my doctors that. All my doctors do nutritional workups. And so today we're going to answer that question for you so that you, when you come in as patients, don't have to ask the doctors and they don't have to give you this whole scenario as to how to give up the sugar cravings. It's hard. Because when you eat sugar, it stimulates the pleasure centers in your brain, and the pleasure centers start firing off and releasing dopamine, and you get high. And when you get high, what do you want to do? You want to get high again. And it's the quickest, easiest, cheapest, most legal way to get high is sugar. So there's certain things that you can do to stop that. Now, a lot of times, patients come to me, or you send in questions, because I know the show goes all over the world. We'll get emails or questions from around the world, and people will say, well, Dr. Joe, I eat well. I hear this all the time. I eat well, Dr. Joe. My diet's really good. And then I have them write down everything they eat. My doctors will go over it with them. And they'll go, you eat well, huh? So today we're going to focus on sugar. So let's find out where sugar's hiding, because so many of you think you're doing something good when actually you're doing something bad. A little snack bar, which would be an energy bar type thing. They're advertised as health bars. One of those can have as much sugar as 1.5 donuts. Now, if you were going to eat 1.5 donuts, you'd feel terrible. Oh, my gosh, I feel so guilty. Yet, you can eat one of these health bars and go, I ate something healthy for myself. No. One of those fancy big latte coffees. I was laughing the other day. I said, it's really not coffee with sugar in it. It's sugar with coffee in it. Because all it is adult candy. That's all that stuff is. And I walk by the stores and people are lined up. Unbelievable to me that somebody's going to spend $4 on something that's mostly sugar with a little bit of coffee in it. And I'm blown away that you're going to spend $4 on that. You can do that at home for almost free. One of those, 1.7 donuts. So you think to yourself, I have my coffee every day. That's good for you, Dr. Joe. It gives you energy. It wakes me up. And I've heard stories that it can be good for my brain function. But when you add all the latte stuff into it, it's about 1.7 donuts. How about an onion teriyaki chicken sub? 6 inches. Little sub. How many donuts? 1.7. My gosh, you eat that sandwich, you think, well, I'm doing something good. No, you're doing something bad. How about just an 8-ounce glass of orange juice? How about that? 2.5 donuts. I'm not a fan of orange juice because when any fruit is juiced, what's left is basically sugar water. And when you drink that, the sugar gets absorbed instantly into your body. If you listen to our show, I think it was last week or the week before, we did it on digestion. And we talked about when you have fiber can push the sugar through the colon, giving you a slow release of energy, but also the fiber can block up the receptor sites so you can't absorb the sugar. So now a lot of it just passes out. When you're drinking pure orange juice or apple juice or something along those lines, bam, all that sugar gets absorbed. One little yogurt. People, I have yogurt for breakfast. It's good. 2.7 donuts. A 20-ounce one of these waters that have vitamins in them. I always laugh at that. 3.3 donuts. One red velvet cupcake, 4.5 donuts. One Thai chicken salad. Thai chicken salad, that must be good, Dr. Joe. It has chicken, and chicken's good, right? Well, it's not. And salad's good, 4.5 donuts. One of those superfood drinks. You ever see these things? They're like smoothies in a bottle. You can buy them in a grocery store. 5 donuts. Sugar equivalent in one of those drinks. So you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to have a smoothie in a bottle and that's going to be good for me. No, it's bad. And in fact, if you go to commercial smoothie stores, a lot of times they're adding sugar to it. And in fact, one of the big chains now, I just saw this the other day in one of the malls, it said, we now can do it with no added sugar. So here we are. They're admitting, yep, we've been adding a lot of sugar to it all along. You got to avoid this sugar, folks. Your body doesn't need a lot of sugar. Your body gets sugar from the food you eat. If you're eating a good diet, which would consist of what? Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, you're going to get plenty of sugar, plenty of glucose from the food that you're eating. It's the added sugar that's killing you. And now, sugar's bad. I'm going to tell you how to break the cravings in a second. That's a little tease there. I'm going to keep you listening. Sugar's bad, but right around 1975, I guess it was, we came out with something called high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup is not the same as sugar. Now, sometimes people say sugar is sugar. That's not true. There's many different types of sugar. And if you listen to my shows before, you know we have to process them all differently. And we want to break them down to something called glucose, which is the sugar that your body uses. Subjects in a strict clinical trials were monitored for 24 hours. Those who consumed high fructose corn syrup developed higher risk factors for cardiovascular disease within 2 weeks. 2 weeks of using high fructose corn syrup. And many times that's made with genetically modified corn, or sometimes use genetically modified beets, and that's not good either. And I've done many shows on GMOs. I'm not going to dig too far into that, but you want to avoid genetically modified foods. How often? Always. Genetically modified foods, not good. Other studies indicate that if you limit your sugar, or the form that you take it in, it lowers your chance of developing cancer, including breast cancer and colon cancer. So I have patients all the time come in my office, Dr. Joe, I have cancer, what should I do? And the first thing I tell them is you got to cut out the artificial sweetener, you got to cut out the sugar. Well, Doc, what am I going to eat? That's what I've been eating my whole life. You know, it's breads, cookies, cakes, donuts, and pastas. And I said, yeah, that's probably contributing to the reason why you're sitting here telling me you have cancer. So sugar, not good again. What's even more startling, growing number of studies are showing that the more sugar you eat, the less satisfied you are. How many people can vouch for that? All of you. Because we've done this. The more sugar you eat, what do you want to do? You want to eat more sugar. No one's ever...
For circulation, an antioxidant blend, a digestive support blend, a probiotic blend, it's all in here. So it's all in here. Proprietary, not proprietary. All in there. So get the essential sources. It's going to be a lot cheaper and a lot easier for you.
And what do you think about stevia-laced drinks like Zevia?
I'm okay with it. That's an easy one. Boy, the phones are lighting up. Everybody must be tuning in tonight. I love this.
Yeah. So we don't have any more questions, but have you been doing any stuff outside since the weather's been nice?
Of course I've been doing stuff outside. I started to get my garden together. I'm going to have somebody run my garden, actually, work my garden for me. I have 2 gardens, 2 organic gardens. I just don't have the time for them. But what I've done over the years, I've composted there forever, and I get wood chips. You get hardwood chips, not pine, and you stack them into your garden. And if you put them about 6 or 7 inches thick, what that does, it holds in water. It prevents weeds from growing. So you grow your fruits and vegetables, whatever you're going to grow early, move the chips away, plant it, cover it with chips again, let it stick out, of course. And now it's a real simple way to garden. And as the chips decompose, it's going to be fertilizer for your soil. It's going to be compost.